Hey guys, my name is Matt Johnson, and today I want to talk to you about editing wedding films. And specifically, I want to answer the question, what is the perfect length that you should be editing your wedding films? Now, this is a very controversial topic. You ask any wedding filmmaker and you are going to get a different answer. Some wedding filmmakers are going to tell you, hey, 5 to 10 minutes, that is plenty long enough for you to edit a great wedding film and tell a good story. Other filmmakers are going to tell you, no, you need to have at least 30 minutes. And finally, you're gonna have wedding filmmakers that say it needs to be at least an hour-long documentary edit. If it's not as long as a Hollywood movie, you are cheating your couples out of their money. There are a lot of opinions about wedding film lengths. Today I'm going to share with you my story about how I figured out what lengths of wedding films I should be creating. And hopefully that will help you if you are unsure of the lengths of wedding films that you should be offering. So come back with me now to early 2010 whenever I filmed my first wedding. I shot it solo. It was approximately 10 hours of filming, and at the end I had a lot of footage to go through. So I did what a lot of beginning filmmakers do. I made what is traditionally called a documentary edit. I sat down and edited everything from the beginning of the wedding day to the end of the wedding day and gave the couple pretty much all of it. Of course, I used some music. I believe it was that Lifehouse song, You and Me and All of the People. Oh, I did that. Also, I gave the couple a full edit of the ceremony as well as a full edit of their toasts. And I even recorded well wishes from the guests at the reception. So it was easily over an hour of content that I was giving this couple. And what's cool is that they ended up loving it, and I was really happy with what I gave them. I kept on editing weddings this way, and soon I added on what is traditionally called a highlight edit, which is about 5 minutes long, and it is a much stripped down version of the documentary edit. It's great for couples to share with their friends and family because you gotta have really good friends if you're gonna make them watch an hour-long wedding film. That's commitment there. So usually a highlight edit is a much better option. For 2 years, that is what I offered. A longer documentary edit that was at minimum 45 minutes long, but probably an hour to an hour and a half, and a shorter, approximately 5-minute highlight film. Over those first 2 years of filming weddings, my couples loved the wedding films that I was delivering to them. But personally, I was starting to enjoy the editing process less and less. I really didn't feel like I was pushing myself creatively whenever I was making these documentary edits, and I was starting to burn out. It was about that time in 2012 that I started to hear about a company out of Houston called 31 Films, and they make some of the best looking wedding films I have ever seen. To this day, they are still in my top 5 wedding filmmakers, and I will make sure to link to them down in the description if you want to check them out. And here is what blew my mind about 31 Films. They had a package option that only had a 5-minute long wedding highlight. And they were charging easily triple what I was charging for my documentary edit and my highlight and my full ceremony, full toast, well wishes, and whatever else I wanted to throw in. This was a major epiphany for me. And if you have not made this realization in your business, I hope this realization helps you. There are no rules whenever it comes to wedding filmmaking. There is no council of elder wedding filmmakers out there that are passing judgment on what sort of wedding films you are allowed to create. No, there are only 2 things that matter whenever you are editing a wedding film. First, is your couple happy with the wedding film that you have created? And secondly, are you happy creatively with what you have made? I realized that day in 2012 that my wedding film edits could be whatever I wanted them to be, and that was so liberating. So I stopped offering documentary edits, and I've never been happier. To this day, I offer wedding packages that are between 5 to about 13-ish minutes in length, and I love it. So to answer the question I asked at the start of this video, what is the perfect wedding film length? And this answer honestly may sound like a cop-out, but really, the perfect wedding film length is whatever length of wedding film you feel comfortable creating. Don't let someone else dictate what makes you happy whenever you're editing a wedding film. I have friends that send out hour-long documentary edits, and their couples love their wedding films, and they are so happy with what they're creating. I have other friends that only shoot weddings solo for the most part, and they don't even film the full ceremony. They just film little snippets to make an awesome 5-minute highlight film, and whenever I watch those films, I legitimately cry like a baby. I'm not joking, because they are so good. They are happy with what they're making, and their couples are happy with the films they've created, and that is all that matters. But I hear you now saying, Matt, I just started my business. What length of wedding film should I be offering? Give me some sort of guidance. I'm starting out. How long of a wedding film should I be making for my couples? My recommendation to you, watch wedding films that other people have created. Don't just watch my wedding films. Join the How to Film Weddings Facebook group, which I absolutely love, by the way. I'll link to that down in the description. And post on there, hey, I'm just getting into wedding filmmaking. Could you please post your favorite wedding film that you've made? Watch those wedding films and pay attention to the length of them. And if you find yourself gravitating toward longer edits, then hey, maybe you should be offering longer edits of wedding films. But if you find yourself enjoying watching shorter edits, maybe make shorter edits then. Like I said, there are no rules. It really comes down to your personal tastes, and by watching wedding films, that's a great way for you to figure out what your personal tastes are. And remember, you are allowed to change your mind. After you film a few weddings and you think, you know, I thought I would like longer edits, but I really like shorter edits like I do, then hey, make shorter edits. But if you say, hey, I have these shorter edits, but I feel like I could tell a much better story with longer edits, start offering longer edits. Whatever makes you happy. Also, while we're on the topic of editing wedding films, I've spent the past year of my life working on a course that is 38 lessons and over 24 hours of videos called Wedding Film Framework. And this course details my entire video editing process for a wedding film in Adobe Premiere Pro, from importing the footage all the way to export. And this course comes out on July 1st, 2019. Yes, in 1 week. I am so excited. So if you've never edited a wedding film before or even used Adobe Premiere Pro, this course will walk you through how to do that. Alternatively, if you've been editing wedding films for years and you want to learn a faster, more efficient workflow that above all will prevent you from getting creative block and getting stuck while you are editing, this course is also for you. I will link down in the description to where you can sign up and purchase the Wedding Film Framework course whenever it goes live. With that, thank you so much for watching. It is also a massive help to me if you would consider liking this video and subscribing if you want to see more video editing tip videos like this in the future. Thanks and have a great day.
We're seeing shadows on the wall.